Hey, what's up guys, it's Thunderstruck115, and today I am pleased to announce that I have finally hit 1,000 subscribers. 1K subs has been a goal of mine for a while now, and the fact that I'm finally here is just kind of unreal to me, so I do have all of y'all to thank for that. To all the people who take the time out of their day to watch my content, I genuinely do appreciate it. And as promised, here's y'all's Q&A video. So the first 3 questions come from DeathShot2101. 3 questions. Number 1, what's your opinion on Halo Infinite's future? Number 2, when you do reviews like the actual one, not just response? And 3, when do you gonna change your PFP and get something like Brother Nier? So for the first question, I've always maintained that I do think Halo Infinite is fully capable of making a comeback, but that's gonna require great effort on the part of 343 to add all the features and content people have been asking for since day one. And from what I've seen of 343, it doesn't seem like they're gonna add that anytime soon. Like, the game's been out for a year and a half now, and we're just about to get Infection. So I think a comeback is possible, but highly unlikely, so I'm not really holding out much hope. As for reviews, yes, I am actually planning on doing reviews of the Black Ops 2 Zombies maps and the rest of the 2D Metroid games. I just haven't gotten around to them just yet. If y'all want me to prioritize that over response videos, let me know in the comments. And when am I going to change my profile pic? I've actually considered doing that several times now. However, I possess no artistic capability, and I'm not exactly sure if I want to commission somebody else to make one for me, especially given all the horror stories I've heard about commissioning art. But yeah, I actually would kind of like to switch up my profile pic, because it's been the same stock image of a lightning bolt as it's been since 2017. But given all that, it's just not really all that high on my priority list. Golem of Will asks, favorite and least favorite COD Zombies map, besides Vanguard, because that's too easy. My favorite map would be Origins, specifically the Black Ops 2 version. I like it because it's challenging, it has a bunch of fun optional side content to do, and you're rewarded greatly for it. The staffs are fun to use, the Thunder Fists are fun to use, the G-Strike beacons are fun to use, the Maxis drone is fun to use, and it feels like there's always something I can do beyond just basic survival. My least favorite map is probably going to sound just as cliche as my favorite one, but Transit from Black Ops 2. Admittedly, Moon from Black Ops 1 comes pretty close, but Transit is just a slog no matter what you do. There's just way too much negative space on that map. Too much annoying bullshit like the fire and denizens. There's not enough wall weapons for how big it is. There's just not enough content in general for how big the map is. The jet gun's like the worst wonder weapon in all of Zombies, and the Pack-a-Punch quest is literal AIDS. The Super Smash 97 asks, favorite game and hated game that you've played? My favorite game would be Halo Reach. The campaign is just phenomenal outside of the space section and Long Night of Solace. I feel like combat is the most refined in that entry out of every Halo game I've ever played. Most weapons feel viable, and the difficulty is really well balanced. Multiplayer is pretty fun, but where the multiplayer really shines is custom games. I absolutely love it when people fuck around in Forge and make really cool custom games like Drive or Die, Jet Wagon's Black Hole, School of Death, and my personal favorite, Hot Pursuit. Most hated game I've played is Redfall. It basically takes everything I hate about Far Cry 6 and just makes it even fucking worse. Oh, and the game is completely busted. I Ate Your Lizard asks, what movie or TV show do you think is criminally underrated? Burn Notice. For those unfamiliar, Burn Notice is a show about a man named Michael Weston who used to be a spy. But he was disavowed by the US government and basically cut off from all resources and dumped in Miami, and it centers around him trying to figure out who burned him. Something I really like is I get really invested in the characters and plot of each episode, but I like its grounded tone as well. It's not just an over-the-top Michael Bay action sequence. And one of my favorite parts is the spy wisdom delivered by Inner Monologue. It's pretty cool, honestly. My Name is Death asks, do you watch anime, and if you do, which one? I'm not really much of an anime person. The only anime I've really watched was Death Note, and yeah, I thought it was good. At least for the first 2/3 until a certain major event, which I'm not going to say what it is, because I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't watched it, but if you've watched the series, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, but after that, the series just kind of dips in quality. But yeah, otherwise, I'm just not really much of an anime person. The Master of Gaming has 7 questions. 1. What is a game you like but everyone despises? Oh, there's quite a few of those. If you've been on the channel for a while, I think the obvious one is Black Ops 4 Zombies. A lot of the community doesn't really like it all that much, but I actually think it's pretty great. In fact, it's probably my second favorite COD Zombies entry, second only to Black Ops 3. While I do have some legitimate issues with the game, like spawning in with a specialist and Wraith Fires, or just the point system, I think there's far more good than there is bad. And I feel like it gets hated on for mostly the wrong reasons. Halo 4 is another example. Again, I'll agree that the Bungie games are better, but I still think Halo 4 is a pretty good game overall. Another one is Age of Empires 3, and again, I'll agree with the community that Age of Empires 2 is the better game, but I still think 3 is still pretty fun and offers a lot. 2. What is a game you despise but everybody likes? I think the first Dying Light is the best example for me. I know a lot of people like it, but I just can't really get into it. While I think parkouring around the open world is pretty fun, the open world is also pretty lacking in content. And I also just fucking hate the combat. Everything just takes fucking forever to kill, which normally that wouldn't bother me as I could see it as a parkour game, except for the fact that at several points the game forces you to clear out areas of zombies, and it just takes forever. BioShock Infinite also comes to mind, although I wouldn't say I despise it, I just think it's massively overrated. Like, I think it's a decent enough game, but it is nowhere near a masterpiece when the gameplay is a massive downgrade from the first two BioShock games, and the story is just a confusing clusterfuck that doesn't flush anything out in a meaningful way. Like, minor spoiler alert, but the second the game introduced time travel and alternate universes is when it just completely fucking lost me in terms of story. Again, I think it's an alright game, but most people that I see talking about it claim it's like a masterpiece, which, no, it really fucking isn't. 3. Do you think Redfall's terrible quality will impact future Bethesda games like Starfield, Indiana Jones, and especially the new Doom game? After he sent me this question, he actually sent me an article on Discord further explaining why Redfall was such a massive shit show, and to make a long story short, it was basically a lack of direction and idea of what they really wanted to do with Redfall. Like, it was initially going to be a live service game similar to Destiny before they condensed it into an open world looter shooter like Borderlands mixed with Far Cry. It also stated that 70% of the developers from Prey left Arcane Austin, and those that remained begged Microsoft to cancel the game. So I'd say this is a Microsoft issue more than a Bethesda issue, but to answer your question, I think for games that have a clear direction, like Starfield is just Fallout in space, Doom is, well, it's fucking Doom, I think those will be fine. But if the developers don't know what kind of game they're trying to make, then yeah, I'd be worried. Number 4, what do you think of Anna Waifu's Casual Gamers Ruin Gaming video? I already made a response on that. I think I sum it up pretty well there. 5, what do you think of Synthetic Man? He's a fucking clown. He's basically the quartering mixed with Clean Prince Gaming. His mantra is basically old thing good, new thing bad. Oh, and he will find a way to spin any new game as being woke, including games that I really do not understand the argument for, like Dishonored 2, Deathloop, and now most recently, Tears of the Kingdom. Like, I'm honestly considering making a video responding to him on that. 6, do we need to Switch Pro? If you had asked me a few years ago, I would have absolutely said yes, but at this point, the Switch is 6 years old, and if you look at Nintendo's history and when they release their home consoles, they usually only last 5 or 6 years, and since the Switch released 6 years ago, at this point, I just think we need a successor to the Switch more than a hardware revision. And then in this successor, just have backwards compatibility for Switch games and even enhance them if possible, kind of like how Xbox does their backwards compatibility. At this point, I feel like that would be the best option, because if they were going to do just a hardware revision, they probably would have done so already. I mean, I suppose they kind of did with the OLED model, but even then, that doesn't actually improve the hardware besides the OLED screen and the double internal storage. Number 7, what do you think of Angry Joe's Redfall review? I decided to check it out because of this comment, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. I love the section where he just kills that one vampire in one shot, and he's like, wait, that was the boss? So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Jakey3 asks, what's your setup like? I'm assuming you're talking about my PC, but my PC is a laptop, which I need it to be a laptop because I need to be able to take it to and from college, but it has an i7-10750H, an RTX 2060, and 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. It's got a 1080p 144Hz display, which, let me tell you, I never realized just how awesome high frame rates like that were until I experienced for myself. It's like fucking Buddha being enlightened. I have a 1TB internal SSD, I'm not sure exactly what model. But I also have an external SSD and an external HDD connected via USB. And the mic I use is an Avermedia AM310. In terms of other gaming shit I also have a Steam Deck, I have a Switch, and of course my primary platform is my Xbox Series X, which is hooked up to a 4K TV. It's a Sony X85J, which pretty much supports almost all the features that the Series X supports, which is nice. Joe King asks, any zombies YouTubers you genuinely recommend? To be honest, I haven't really watched that many zombies YouTubers in a while, simply because zombies has just fallen off and the YouTubers fell off even fucking harder. I'd recommend Fast Guide's Glitch. He's really good with the guides, they're fast. They don't bullshit like fucking Mr. Raffle Waffles or Mr. Dalek JD like to do in their videos. He gets straight to the point, talks about how to do them, and then he fucking leaves. There's also a zombies YouTuber named Salad, which I'm 99% sure is just an alt account for the Smith Plays, which, if you like challenge content, go over there. Tim Hansen is admittedly a good YouTuber when he's not being a sped regarding Black Ops 4. Also, Nixaru is back after his channel got nuked in 2019, although to be fair, I'm only like 70% sure it's actually him. Reason I'm not 100% sure is because all the new videos on his channel use text-to-speech instead of him recording a voiceover like he used to. But where does the 70 come from? Well, some of the information he's given me regarding on other members of the zombies community lines up pretty well. Alright, so this is Thunderstruck from the future. I just checked out one of Nixaru's more recent videos, and after watching it, I am now like 99% sure that this is actually a troll. But fuck it, I'm subscribing anyway. Javelin4442 asks, what's the Pythagorean theorem? In mathematics, the Pythagorean theorem is used to calculate the length of sides of a right triangle, using the equation a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b represent the length of the sides of the triangle adjacent to the 90-degree angle, where c represents the length of the hypotenuse. Roadbreach asks, what's something you like that you don't talk about often? Chess comes to mind, also some obscure video games like Defender and Everspace, and actually a new one that my brother introduced me to called Line War. Free Smart asks, favorite game by Infinity Ward? Modern Warfare 3. Now, I know to some that might be sacrilege to put that above the original Modern Warfare 2, but the reason I prefer Modern Warfare 3 is because, number one, the multiplayer is just way more balanced than Modern Warfare 2, and also Spec Ops is much better because not only is the mission design better, but also survival mode. While I do think Modern Warfare 2's campaign is better than Modern Warfare 3's, of the three main pillars of Call of Duty, the campaign is the one that I care about the least. Yuri's193 asks, what's your favorite video game? Halo Reach. Misfit710 asks, aside from gaming and YouTube, what other hobbies and pastimes do you have? We talked in Griffin's stream chat a little, but we just made fun of morons, lol. Well, like I mentioned earlier, I also play chess. I have about an 800 to 900 elo on chess.com, really depends on the day, honestly. I also like working out at the gym. I do that pretty much every day that I'm on campus. I like going to the beach. Luckily, I don't live all that far from the beach, although I can only really do so when it's warm. And I also like singing. Fun fact, I was actually in chorus in high school, and I really enjoyed it, but then when college hit, that's when the pandemic hit, and of course all the chorus groups kind of disbanded. And yeah, I haven't really gotten back into it since, unfortunately. I would like to, though. Master Top Hat asks, what's your favorite game, and if you could, what would you have liked to have done better with your channel? Like I mentioned, my favorite game's Halo Reach. What would I have liked to have done better with my channel? Well, few things. Number one, I wish I realized the trick to recording gameplay footage off my Xbox One a lot sooner. For those wondering what that trick is, with Xbox Game DVR, by default you can record up to 5-minute clips and then send them to OneDrive to download onto your PC. But if you have a USB drive inserted, you can increase the quality from 720p to 1080p, and you can record clips of up to 1 hour long. I wish I'd known that trick sooner, and I also wish I'd known that it worked for backwards compatible games sooner. I would also make sure I actually schedule my upload so that number one, it goes live during primetime hours, but number two, so that it has long enough for the HD versions of a video to process. And one more important thing is to just be honest with myself. I feel like back in the earlier days of my channel when I was primarily doing zombies top 5 content, I felt like I was more spouting the opinions of other popular YouTubers in the community as a whole rather than being honest with myself and what my actual opinions were. But yeah, that's what I would have liked to have done differently with my channel, just do that earlier. Phantom Gamer asks, why did you start your YouTube channel, and why do you love gaming, and what do you think of the PlayStation Showcase? Why I started my YouTube channel? Well, YouTubers like 2Pro4U Games, The Smith Plays, and a bunch of other popular COD Zombies YouTubers were a big inspiration. You know, I really like Call of Duty Zombies, and I just wanted to talk about it. Of course, my channel has kind of grown past that since, but that was certainly one of the big inspirations for me. Why do I love gaming? Because it's fun. I like being able to overcome challenge, which is why I tend to prefer more gameplay-oriented games over ones that just focus on story. And what did I think of the PlayStation Showcase? It was a colossal waste of time. Strelok Sarchenkov asks, what are some of your favorite post-apocalyptic open-world games that you've played and enjoyed? Maybe something similar to Fallout or Stalker, but it can be any other part of those two franchises. Admittedly, I haven't really played many in that genre. I've never played Stalker, I've never played any of the Fallout games. But one that I did play that I really enjoyed was State of Decay 2. I kind of like clearing out the town of the plague hearts and just building my community slowly and just getting the supply chains going. It's pretty fun, and I'm kind of excited for State of Decay 3. Big Country has 5 questions for me. 1. Worst game I've ever played? Redfall. 2. Worst drama, most pathetic/pointless one you've ever seen? The Hogwarts Legacy drama. Like, that shit was so fucking stupid. And as an excellent reminder as to why I uninstalled Twitter. It did give me some pretty decent entertainment, because I don't think I would have cared about Hogwarts Legacy otherwise, if I'm being honest. 3. Why haven't we knocked boots yet? Why didn't you ask sooner? Number 4. Was 9/11 an inside job? Well, it started off as an outside job, but it quickly turned into an inside job once, you know, the plane was inside the tower, so take from that what you will. And number 5. Which is worse? This set of questions or Weeb Cringe? Weeb Cringe, 100%. The Brodator asks, favorite film and least favorite film? My favorite film would be The Princess Bride. It has a little bit of everything, and it's just a cinematic masterpiece. Easily has the best sword fight in all of cinematic history. And least favorite film would be the Artemis Fowl movie. I loved the Artemis Fowl books when I was in middle school, and then when I saw in 2020 that they had made a movie, I excitedly checked it out, and after watching it, I can safely say I want those 2 hours of my life back. And his other question is, what genres of music do you like? I like most genres of music, my favorites being metal and rock. I also kind of like pop, I kind of like synthwave, I like alternative, jazz. Honestly, the only genres I can say I don't like are mumble rap and modern country. As modern country isn't so much country as much as it is pop music with a shitty southern accent, and mumble rap because, well, because it fucking sucks, that's why. And most importantly, pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? Personally, I don't really like pineapple on pizza, but if you want to have pineapple on your pizza, go right ahead, as long as I don't have to eat it. Cybot1246 asks, I have one question. Aren't you sometimes bored to cover drama and would like to do something else like videos on COD Zombies and Metroid? Again, I still plan on doing my review of Metroid Fusion and the rest of the 2D series, and I still plan on reviewing the Black Ops 2 Zombies maps, I just haven't gotten to them yet. I do have an idea for shorter form content I could do for Call of Duty Zombies, best of and worst of series. Basically, I select a category and then just go over the best and worst examples of it in each specific game, like best assault rifle in each Zombies game, worst assault rifle, best map, worst map, you know, shit like that. Trust me, the lack of COD Zombies related content on this channel has not been lost on me. Local Fridge Stealer asks, did you check your fridge? Yep. And then Nixaru, or I guess now he changed his name to Nixaria, has several questions. First, can you give me a shout out since you recognize me and I like your videos? Fuck it, why not? Go check out Nixaria. Next question is, can we collab when you reach 1K subs? Yeah, I mean, the kind of content I do, I don't really think it's all that conducive to collabing like that, but if you have something in mind, feel free to reach out. Next question is, why Thunderstruck 115? Well, if you play COD Zombies, I'm sure the 115 part's pretty obvious. It's a reference to Element 115 from Call of Duty Zombies. As for Thunderstruck, contrary to popular belief, it was not a reference to the song Thunderstruck by AC/DC. And I actually didn't know about that until a few weeks after I changed my name to Thunderstruck 115 and somebody asked me about it. But I actually didn't know about the song Thunderstruck by AC/DC until after that. It's a good song though. But no, I was thinking of names I could change my channel name to, because previously I actually went by the name Creeper Killer 2000, but as I realized, I barely posted any Minecraft content. So that name didn't really make any sense, and I just thought Thunderstruck sounded cool, so that's what I decided on. Next up, Official Sketch has 3 questions. The first is, what is your favorite kind of content to make? Well, I like Call of Duty Zombies, and I like making fun of idiots online, so I'd say my favorite kind of content would be making fun of terrible COD Zombies videos, as those are the ones I just have the most fun making. Unfortunately, COD Zombies is kind of at a low point right now, and the majority of content that gets posted on YouTube for Call of Duty Zombies is challenge content, like, say, pack-a-punching every weapon in Black Ops 2 or something, which isn't exactly conducive to make response videos to. Like, there isn't really that many analysis videos being made on Call of Duty Zombies, and of the ones that are still being made, even fewer are shitty enough to warrant me making a response to them. Believe me, finding that one terrible video by Mr. T Lexify and Infinite Damage Wonder Weapons was a breath of fresh air for me. 2. What is your favorite genre of music? Metal. And 3. What game do you want erased from existence if given the chance to do so? On one hand, I would love to erase Redfall from existence given how much I hate the game. However, I also think it would be really funny if I were to erase The Last of Us from existence given just how zealous the fanboys are for that game. So I guess it really depends if I'm feeling selfish or spiteful that day, but it would more likely be Redfall. Ajax3391 asks, what's the definition of insanity? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over and over again, expecting shit to change. In other words, trying to convince Sean the Legend that Lolicon is in fact CP. And then Nick Zaria is back with some more questions. Can you react to Black Ops Amazing? He is killing zombies faster than Tim Hansen, as nobody is spotting his contradictions yet. I mean, he doesn't play with anybody but himself, and yet he keeps talking to himself. He also uses custom mutations because he is that bad at Black Ops 4. I mean, 350 HP and 99 self-revives. He also steals thumbnails from Black Ops 3 Workshop and claims them as his own. I mean, I can check into his channel occasionally and see if there's something worth responding to him on if you want. And then, can you please shout this out so we can prevent the UK government from banning Activision Blizzard? I mean, sure, but at the same time, I don't think a change.org petition is really going to accomplish anything, because it pretty much never does, but, I mean, if you think it'll help. I will 100% agree, though, that the CMA has its head completely up its own ass when it comes to the Activision Blizzard deal. Spownering asks, have you ever flagged down a video because the uploader committed, promoted, incited, instigated crimes? If you have, please show flag history. I don't think I ever have, no. If I have, then I just don't fucking remember, I'm sorry. Asriel Darkness 64 Gaming says, awesome work. What's your favorite video game series? For me, it would be Halo. Of all the shooter franchises I play, it's the one that I just come back to the most consistently. And finally, my name is Wolf117 asks, that's awesome. Also, I have a question. What are some games you are excited for this year, and what type of music do you like? Payday 3 looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, so I am looking forward to that. There was also that one game that got revealed at the Xbox showcase called Clockwork Revolution, which just looks like a better version of BioShock Infinite, and I'm excited for that one as well. Also, I really don't know if it's going to release this year or not, but if Metroid Prime 4 ends up releasing in 2023, then that's another game you can add to the list. As for what types of music I like, almost everything. Pretty much besides mumble rap and modern country, I pretty much like everything to varying degrees, my most favorite being rock and metal. And as I was editing this video, I got one more question from Matthew Plays 5295. In any Treyarch game, what's your favorite multiplayer? Black Ops 2, easily. It's got the best gunplay out of the entire Call of Duty series. It has a wide variety of modes and maps. The map design is amazing. I like the unlock token system. Score streaks are a massive improvement over kill streaks. Plus, the streaks themselves are fun to use. And overall, it's just the most fun Call of Duty multiplayer. And with that, we have reached the end of the questions, meaning we have reached the end of this video. So again, I want to thank y'all for 1,000 subscribers. It's really fucking awesome. I'm hoping I can get monetization enabled soon, because that way I can get paid to do shit I already do for funsies. And if I'm monetized, then YouTube's more likely to put me into the algorithm, so yeah. I think good times are ahead for this channel, but anyways, that's gonna be about it. Peace!